radical hospitality means to me is moving out of your comfort zone and letting other people into the spaces that you inhabit.
This idea of radical hospitality, that it promotes radical inclusivity. It's giving of myself for another. Like, that's what Jesus was talking about when he's saying, let's love our neighbors.
I think regardless of the social stigma that people may have, whether they're the same as us or different, everybody has this kind of need for human intimacy. Everybody has that base need to be around people and have some kind of intimate human connection.
I think that this is really the core of the gospel being lived out. Not just how to love your friends, like Jesus said, but really going beyond to love what maybe we wouldn't think of it nowadays as enemy, but those that you would not generally associate with or want to be associated with. And so I think that this is the core of it.
I think it's really making sure that people are whole, and that you're thinking about all the different details and you're anticipating things that they might need based upon your interactions with them. I think a good analogy for this is if you've ever had the pleasure of staying at a luxury hotel, in comparison to something like a Motel 6, you can see that the customer service is anticipating your needs before you're even thinking about them. But it's very similar in technique in being able to think about all the things that you need and putting a lot of thought towards that and feeling and emotion and being empathetic as well, being able to perceive how people are feeling and to be able to sort of sort it out and not just sort of tide them over for the moment, but really fit the whole person, be able to support the whole person.
I think as Christians and as followers of Jesus, that we have to remember that we have this calling of giving up of ourselves for another. Jesus is saying that we have to love them, that we have to be inclusive of them, that we have to bring them in and draw near to them.
As we grow in relationships with somebody who may be different from us in some way, shape, or form, is to approach them and learn their story, ask them their questions, ask them how they've experienced their world, how they've experienced interacting with these various groups, how it's been positive, how it's been negative, how they would like us to treat them. That can make such a difference.
Well, I think it can be really difficult to implement radical hospitality on a daily basis. We tend to be super busy and super self-centered and self-focused and driven and running about our own business and kind of always in that mindset to the point where often we'll pass by people who could use some sort of hospitality from us. In order to allow Jesus to open your mind and heart and really break your heart to sort of the world and what's going on in the world with a lot of the issues that people are facing, you really have to immerse yourself in communities that you wouldn't otherwise immerse yourself in.
It's breaking down this barrier of assuming that these othered people are so different from us. They're not. The most important thing is for us to learn how we can support them the same way we would for anyone who we already identify as like us.